In Return of the Jedi, Luke Skywalker gets an insane boost in power. But how did Luke go from getting his butt kicked by Vader in The Empire Strikes Back to beating his father in Return of the Jedi? To get an understanding of how Luke became so powerful in Return of the Jedi, we have to take a look at his journey as a whole. Luke was immensely talented and gifted when it came to the Force. Being the son of the Chosen One, Anakin Skywalker, Luke inherited his father's potential to be one of the strongest Jedi in the history of the galaxy. Although Luke had natural talent in the Force, he lacked any formal training right after the death of Obi-Wan Kenobi. However, shortly after the events of A New Hope, Luke discovered the journals of Obi-Wan Kenobi, where it taught him valuable lessons including how to construct his own lightsaber, leading us to Dagobah, where Luke's real training got started. While it seemed like a very short time Luke was on Dagobah in the movie, he was actually there for a little over a month, training with Yoda for over 13 hours a day, and it offered special and unique forms of training like the Dark Side Cave. You could look at Dagobah like the Room of Spirit and Time in Dragon Ball. Luke's training was focused around his Force abilities as well as his skill with a lightsaber, as Yoda had to train Luke to defeat Darth Vader, and Luke was trained like it. But as we all know, Luke cut his training short and left Dagobah because he had a vision that his friends were in danger, where Luke faced Darth Vader as Vader decimated Luke, leading to Luke losing his right hand. What a lot of fans overlook is there's an entire year gap between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. And trust me, Luke wasn't just sitting around doing nothing for an entire year. Luke spent the next year training on his own, learning more about the Force and perfecting his skills that he learned from Yoda. Luke also found holocrons across the galaxy and learned from their teachings. Because of this, the Luke Skywalker we saw in Return of the Jedi was completely different than the one we last saw in The Empire Strikes Back. In the novelization of Return of the Jedi, as Luke arrived at Jabba's palace, it described him as a new man, someone who had been molded by the loss of his friends and the loss of his hand in his duel against Vader. Luke in The Empire Strikes Back was a bit arrogant and was a bit reckless. In Return of the Jedi, Luke not only matured as a person, but a combination of his intense training and his natural talent helped Luke become one of the most powerful Jedi in the history of the galaxy, even with limited training. In his final fight with Darth Vader, the novel goes into detail about how Vader realizes that Luke is now his equal. This enrages Vader because there's a chance he might lose, showing how powerful Luke really is now. The icing on the cake is when Vader taunts Luke about his sister and Luke snaps, giving in to his rage and is able to completely overpower Vader with an onslaught Vader didn't even see coming. But Luke's ultimate power was the ability to see the good that was in his father. By choosing love over violence, Luke was able to save his father and be the catalyst for Anakin re-emerging and fulfilling his destiny as the Chosen One. Luke's massive power jump was a combination of his own natural talent and his personal development. Luke worked incredibly hard, even off-screen, to reach the level he was at in Return of the Jedi. But let me know your thoughts about Luke's massive jump in power. Do you think it makes sense? But speaking of Luke, I made a video about why Yoda almost refused to train Luke if you want to check that one out. It should be on your screen now. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.